Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. How are you all doing today? Well, have you all heard of the upcoming referendum that will be held this month? If you do, then you must know that one of them is about nuclear power. And I also believe that you have heard the news that our country is facing a tremendous danger known as the shortage of power supply. Things were really tragic. It became worse than anything. So it leads to the topic of today. But I'm going to explain to you that nuclear power is efficient, clean, and safe. So that we need it as our main energy source. First of all, nuclear power is efficient. Nuclear power is the most efficient power generation that humans have ever created. Nuclear power generates electricity from the energy released from nuclear fission. What is nuclear fission, you ask? Well, it is a chemical reaction of large atoms split into smaller atoms. This reaction can produce massive amounts of energy. While the core material used in nuclear power plants is something known as uranium-235, a chemical substance that is easy to be split to produce energy, which means we only need a small amount of uranium-235 to produce an astounding amount of electricity. Now let me give you a little comparison right here. 1 kilogram of coal can produce around 2.5 kilowatt hours of electricity, while 1 kilogram of uranium-235 can produce around 45,000 kilowatt hours of electricity. This amount can provide a family of 5 for 20 years straight. As you can see, nuclear power is efficient. Second, nuclear power is clean because it produces no harm to outside environment. As mentioned above, nuclear power generates electricity by the energy of nuclear fission. This energy will then be transferred into heat to boil water into high pressure steam to spin turbine engines to trigger generators to produce electricity we use. After that, this high pressurized steam will then cool down and condense in water again and pump back to be boiled. As you can tell from this chart, there is no air pollutant produced or emitted into outside environment. But only bit emitted is just water vapor produced in the cooling process. As you can simply tell, nuclear power is a zero-emission, clean energy. And last but not least, nuclear power is safe. Okay, I know, this might be a surprise to you. Well, many people have some sort of a misunderstanding that nuclear power is very dangerous because it has nuclear waste or possible radiation leakage. However, nuclear power is very safe. The radioactive waste we've been talking about can be sorted into different categories. The ones we put in the oil-shaped islands are the intermediate and low-level ones, while those high-level wastes are all stored underground at the nuclear power plant itself, completely sealed and isolated from outside environment, which does no harm to human bodies anymore. While there's no need to worry about radiation leakage as well, because there are hundreds and even thousands of security measures around the world. from the international analysis procedure released by IAEA, the international organization in charge of atomic energy, to the 7-level protection system equipped in the nuclear power plants in Taiwan. As you can tell, nuclear power is safe. To conclude on, nuclear power is efficient, clean, and safe. So that we need as our main power supply. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in a modern society. While nuclear power is the key to ensuring the future development of our nation, the foundation of our country. After all, how can we call ourselves living in an advanced nation if we can't even provide a proper power supply? This is the end of my speech. Thank you all for listening. That's great.